Number 19 on the practice test. I'm skipping number 18 because we've already talked about the standard equation for a circle, so I believe you know how to do number 18. Number 19, identify the equation of the circle with center -1, -2, and containing the point 4, 4. Okay, this is one where you need to rewrite the equations. But what you should notice is that when you're completing the square again, when you're completing the square, you're always going to take half of that x value. You're going to take half of that x value. So here's a little shortcut on how you could do this problem right here. So I'm looking at this a right here. X squared plus y squared plus 2x plus 4y equals minus 56 equals 0. Okay, again, the first thing I'll do is get the x and y terms together and then move the constant to the other side. So I'm just going to do that really quick and then show you the little shortcut here. So right here, again, I would take half of this value and then square it to figure out what I want here. So this would be a +1. That means I'm adding 1 to this side. And here again, I'm taking half of that value and then squaring it and adding it to both sides. Okay, so what I would get here is that when I complete the square, I take half of that value again, and that's what I'm going to complete the square into. Half of 4 is 2, so it'll be y plus 2 squared equals 56 plus 1 plus 4, which is 61. Okay, right there, my center is the negative of this, so it's -1 and -2. Well, look at that. I have one that's -1, -2, and the point containing 4, 4. Well, if I put 4, 4 in there, it would be 5 squared, which would be 25, plus 6 squared, which would be 36. 25 plus 36 is 61. Okay, so we already got the answer. The answer is A there. Okay, but you should be able to look at this equation now, and you should say, okay, I can find the center just looking at this equation right here. Okay, I know right here, half of 2 is 1. So my x value for the center will be -1. Half of 4 is 2. My center is going to be my y value for the center will be -2. See, the idea again here is that I'm taking half of this to find the center. So half of that to find the center. So let's think about what is the center for B then. Okay, so it looks like the same kind of equation. We have -8 divided by 2, which is -4. So my center here would be +4. And then here, -8 for -8 divided by 2, which is -4. My center would be +4 for the y. Okay, and let's think about that. Oh, it's the same idea here, right? -8, -8. So half of that would be 4. Half of that in the negative would be 4, 4. So again, they're trying to fool you here a little bit because they're saying there's a 0.44, but what you found is the center. The center here would be 4, 4. And what about this one? X squared plus y squared plus 4x plus 2y. So right there, half of 4 is 2. And the negative that would be -2. Half of 2 is 1. Negative that would be -1. The center there would be -2, -1. So you can see what they're trying to do there. So they're trying to trick you. They're trying to say the center is switched like that. But we know again, just looking at, so this is a shortcut if you'd like to use it. Again, use half of this value, and you get the answer. The one thing you need to be careful about if using this little trick is that if the leading coefficients here are greater than 1, then you first need to divide out that leading coefficient. So let's do a quick example of what I mean by that. So if I had 9x squared plus 9y squared plus 18x plus 36y minus 56 equals 0. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, this one's a little different now. So again, looking at this equation up here, the leading coefficients of these are just 1. So we can use this little trick that we were talking about. Here, the leading coefficients are 9. So what we need to do is we need to divide both of these numbers by 9. So it would be 2 and 4. And then we could use that trick. We could take the half. So again, it would just be 1 and 2, the negative, -1, -2. So just looking at this equation, I can already say the center will be -1, -2.